do a quick sound check and see if we are live. Sound check, sound check. Okay, I heard myself back there. Looks like we are good to go. So yeah, another early one because I want to end early. Might do the same thing next week if I don't outright cancel and just do it on another day, and I might be doing another one this Sunday. So the plan for today is just clean up. I don't know how long we'll go, but up to like 2 hours and some change maybe, if that's how long it takes. And then I'll have to remember to take the normally scheduled stream off the calendar. It's moments like these where I wish Twitch would let me just edit the one stream for the one day without editing the whole entire weekly schedule. YouTube lets us do that, but Twitch requires you to reach affiliate first for some reason. You would think allowing people to be able to have that flexibility with their calendars would actually help you get to that point in the first place. So I don't know what Twitch is thinking, but it's whatever. We'll deal with it. So let's see. What happened between last time and now? Well, I did go ahead and actually look at some maps online because I thought to myself, wait a minute, am I really going to sit there for hours combing through the Great Pyramid again just to find a few chests? At that point, like, there's nothing left to prove. Like, I would have just hugged every wall and blasted everything that looked even remotely bombable, and so on and so forth, until I found everything I could find. So why waste 2 hours to do that when I can just look up a map and figure it out in 5 minutes, and if it requires something that I don't have, even better, so that I'm not wasting my time. So that's what I did. I looked at a map. That's what maps are for. And yeah, pretty much everything we forgot is behind hidden rooms. It's hidden rooms that are in places that don't even look remotely suspicious and show no indication that there's something of interest hiding behind them. So from a game design point of view, I have some comments to make. I'll probably comment more as we actually get to those locations. But before I even looked at the maps, I looked at some of my old videos because there were 2 quests. Soldiers on the menu and a reddish blade. We've had these since pretty much the beginning of the game, and I thought to myself, there's no way they would introduce these quests to us so early without us being able to resolve them when we're practically near the end of the game. Well, I looked through, again, this is before I decided to just look at a map. I looked through the footage of when I first went into the Great Pyramid because I misremembered that there might have been a chest encased in amber. I misremembered. What it was a Bygul encased in a Vimana crystal, which we picked up after we did the floating module, after we got the power of electricity. So that's what that was. I was misremembering what it was. It was a Bygul encased in one of those red rocks that you need to charge with electricity, not in one of those yellow rocks like the one in the Forest of Fear that you need to hit with water/ice. So For whatever reason, I kept the video going after that point. I guess I was hoping to see something that I missed, and fortunately enough, I did. I rewatched my fight with Dark Axe, and, well, his axes, I mean, we can look over here in the weapons. It's not really a red blade, like the blade is still silver, but it's the only weapon we've seen that has red on it. So, yeah, turns out that's the reddish metal that we needed, and I don't know how I missed it 4 times, but once we get there, I'm gonna walk over to it, and in the footage from when I fought Dark Axe, I passed over it once, and then went back and passed over it again, and then reviewing the footage, I should have caught it because I walked over to that location twice, and there was a prompt like this. This one says enter, where I killed Dark Axe, there's a prompt that just says examine. And you see on the ground little red fragments that appear as soon as you defeat Dark Axe. That is the material that Cinca needs from us. Another thing that I caught while reviewing old footage was from just a few parts ago. I want to say it was part 16. Whenever it was that we started the quest to get the sword for Edel, I run up here and I jump in this puddle on my way over to Edel. I jump up to this puddle, and did you see that? I caught that in the footage. I didn't catch it when I was doing it live, but I caught it in the review footage. And I made a mental note that the chest down before we go into the sewers is now accessible because of this. And then I forgot that I discovered this. So yeah, we have a luminous pool here, cleverly hidden, and this is how we're supposed to get this. And it's just some ascarite, so I wouldn't have cared anyway for missing that. But yeah, there you go. So that's a coincidental discovery. I won't complain about this one because, I mean, you just feel tempted to play with this fountain anyway. I mean, that's exactly what I did. I decided to jump in it because why not? On my way up here to talk to Edel and get her quest so that she can ask for the sword and all that. So yeah, I can see people playing around with this pool. I can see people going, I got the power of water, let me see if there's something about this pool, because it's a point of interest. So I can't blame the developers for hiding this one. Though I will blame them for some of the other things they hid. Another thing that I wasn't even looking for, but it just so happened to be on one of the maps I looked at, because I didn't just look at a map of the pyramid online. I started with that and then wanted to cross-reference what else is actually accessible to me that I might have missed. You might remember this entry over here. I remember actually thinking this might be a hint at a real thing in the game. It says, Tales of Fear. There are those who see this account as nothing more than a children's story, but perhaps you should read it and come to your own conclusions as to its veracity. Many years have passed since Fear, the protector of these forests, fell at the hands of the Minotaur, which, from that moment on, has fiercely guarded these lands. However, they say that Fear's successor remains vigilant in the hopes of keeping the forest safe from beasts. The same legend tells us that every day he makes an appearance aiming to inspire someone capable of freeing the forest from the grip of evil. There is a special place in the forest, a pedestal-shaped stone set among a clearing, bathed by the dancing rays of the sun. It is said that if the hero can stand long enough, staring at the stone without moving a single muscle and concentrating solely on its beautiful image, the new guardian of the forest will appear and bless them with his grace, allowing the hero to defeat any threat the forest faces. So, I remember when I first read this, and you guys might remember too. I don't remember how many parts ago it was one of the really early parts. I remember taking this and thinking, maybe if I find this place, maybe it was the place where Brigard and I fought that Minotaur, because I remember seeing like something like a pillar or a pedestal shaped thing over there, and we went there and there was nothing there. Turns out it's a location that we have visited, and it's a location that does kind of stand out, but the rock there is not pedestal shaped. Also another thing, well, two other things on this map. So that chest that we've been trying to figure out how to catch, I figured out how to do it. That I figured out before looking up stuff online. So that one I figured out on my own, finally. It's... well, look. Why on earth would hitting the side of the tree stump impact a bunch of rocks that are down here? And also, why would a bunch of rocks be buried in the bottom of this tree stump? I have so many questions as to what the thought process was and how the developers intended for players to realize that this was a thing they could do. And I could have sworn I tried bombing everything anyway. But I guess not. There we go. That's resolved. Because if you try to bomb it from here... yeah, I think that's what I did during one of my attempts. And as you can see, it didn't land because the impact is supposed to be right down here. It's supposed to hit the rocks here. Wait, what was... oh. Interesting. Even though the sprite of the tree stump isn't quite that low, there seems to be a hard boundary down here. I guess it's got like a square-shaped hitbox. And oh, look at that. I'm wall sliding on air. So yeah, this one, I don't think this was good. What I would have done is put like cracks on the side of the tree to hint that it might be breakable. That's what I would have done there. Anyway, next thing is over here. So, this hydro bubble, I assumed that I've used it before because look, this part of the map is filled in. It's explored. The reason it's explored is because back in, I want to say it was part 7 if I remember correctly, I came back from the Great Pyramid. I had the power to use this sand crystal, which got me up to this red chest, and then I circled around and down to here, but I never did jump down because I didn't know how to interact with the bubble at the time, and I was afraid that I would lose progress and have to circle around again, and I didn't want to do that, so I went left instead and unlocked that save point, and then we hit the fire temple, which we couldn't unlock, and that was the end of that. I've never actually interacted with that hydro bubble before. Another thing, when I did reach this edge where I could have fallen down to where the hydro bubble was, I remember commenting that I saw something. Wrong direction. I need to go down from this side. I remember commenting that I saw something, so I'm going to recreate what happened. I'm going to take the long way around on purpose this time. Just to recreate the scene from when I first came here. So, sand. I did this. We went up this way. See what they did with this tree over here. This, I think I remember when I first encountered this, I tried hitting it with a bomb because it's got that sort of cracked look on it. That's what I wish they would have done with that tree stump up above us. Anyway. Yeah, I remember coming to here and saying, I see something there. I see some sort of edge clearly peeking out from behind the leaves. Oh my goodness. Look at that, free Amulet of Greed. We can sell that. And that's a Byghoul. So those were things that I recognized when I first encountered them, but didn't have the means to deal with. Now, for something that I was curious about at one point in the past and kind of forgot about. I mean, I didn't forget about it, I just thought maybe it wasn't a thing that's possible. But yeah, this is the place. And I guess the part of the hint that says it's bathed in sunlight could help people figure it out on their own. Plus, it is an interesting place, so I can see people figuring it out based on that. But if it was me, I would look at this rock, I would probably pause here and go, wait, is this the place? If I still had that book entry in mind. But then I would look at the rock and go, but that rock isn't pedestal shaped. I mean, does that rock look like a pedestal to you? Anyway, you just stand here for like a minute and you wait for your character to go into their animation where they're facing the background. And then an interesting event occurs. But yeah, this is similar to something that I did figure out on my own in another game, which was Dust: An Elysian Tale. In that game, there was like a journal note or something. Oh, let's continue that story later. So yeah, it looks like something with antlers. And we got the Pitcher's Whistle. Fear lent his forest's hero this whistle so that they may call upon one of his servants. Anyway, so as I was saying about Dust: An Elysian Tale, there's a point there where you get a note that talks about bowing before a certain stone, I believe it was. It's been years since I played the game. Maybe it was something else, not a stone. Maybe it was, I don't know, a rune or symbol engraved in, like, whatever it was. There was a note mentioning that if you bow before it for some duration of time, something happens. And when I saw it, I realized that it was the thing, and I just held down, and after a certain amount of time passed, I think I got teleported to some hidden location or something like that, whatever it was. So the idea of this, finding a location and performing a very simple action and waiting, the idea behind this is not foreign to me. I figured when reading that entry in the library that it was going to be something like this. I just had the location wrong, and even if I was suspicious of this location, I don't think I would have given it the time of day. Because again, the rock shape, it's not shaped like a pedestal. Anyway, we have a save point down here, so we might as well use it to teleport to our next destination. I think it's this way. But yeah, the one thing I would fix is just the look of the rock. That's my only complaint. I think it's still fair enough, because that location does stand out. It does stand out. Like, this whole place is dark, you've got a few beams of sunlight here, and then you see the one spot that is just a big opening with lots of sunlight. Yeah, that's a place of interest, so I won't be too harsh on the developers for that one. I just wish either they fixed the shape of the rock, or they did not call it pedestal shaped in the book entry, which I think is the easier solution. Just remove pedestal shaped from that entry and it would have been perfect. Okay, now we head off to the Great Pyramid. Let's see, so I want to start all the way up in... Oh, I think it's the Great Corridor? Yeah, I think this is where I fought. What's his name? Dark Axe. Yep, this is the place. Okay, so I fought Dark Axe, and then these red rocks over here appeared on the ground. I go this way, the prompt shows up, and I miss it. I go back, the prompt shows up, and I miss it because I'm talking and focusing on whatever it was that I was saying, and I'm just not paying attention. And then I see this in the video. Presumably I see this when reviewing the video before uploading the VOD to YouTube. I guess I missed it, or wasn't paying attention or something, because I should have seen this. I had 4 opportunities to catch this. There you go. So that's one thing we need to do at the Great Pyramid. Where else did we need to go? I think Central Compartment was close to 2 of the things that I missed here. Okay, so there was supposed to be a hidden room. I think there's one right here. No. It was in one of these corners. Oh, and look at how wind interacts with this stuff. No? Where is it? I know there was a hidden room or something somewhere around here. Oh, I think it's here. Yeah. There's our last key. Wait, I have notes. Let's see. Okay, that's the one that we got. And then... where else? Where else? I could have sworn there was another one here. Wait. No, my notes don't mention it. I confused it with my note about the location of the Garner Rock that we just picked up. Okay, so next place we need to go is, I think, Buried Vestibule is the closest to it. And then I think we just go straight up. Because what I did is I didn't just look at the map, I also physically went to these locations to make sure I had a feel for where they were. And of course I didn't save because I wanted to do it live. This wasn't the shortest route after all. Wait. I thought I saw something there. Oh, there was something. It was a vase. Oh, I can't grab onto them. There we go, finally. I think it was this way. Yep. Yeah, where this sand crystal is, there's another hidden room. So yeah, it's just... I don't know. Like, give me something. Give me something that makes me interested in some of these places. Because a lot of these hidden rooms, to be fair, I've been finding them by accident. So... one like this, I could easily see myself fighting that sarcophagus thing and running here for cover and discovering, oh, there was a hidden room. I didn't even mean to do that, but I'll take it. I mean, I've said something along those lines. I think last part, actually, we discovered a hidden room by complete accident that way. So, I guess that's one of the upsides, is that you find them when you're not even looking for them. But there's nothing distinguishing, like, when there is a hidden room. I mean, I don't want to hug every single wall. I shouldn't have to do that. There should be something, like a clue on the ground, or a crack in the wall, or something that hints at something being there. Because too many times I go to a place, and then my favorite is when you go to a place, you make the effort to go to a place, there's a chest, and then you think, okay, grabbed the chest, we're done, go back and continue exploring, but no, behind the chest was another hidden room 2 steps away with yet another chest. I mean, to be fair, we didn't actually look at this, but if you're gonna do that, then definitely make sure your game has one of these. Pitch's Whistle, the thing that we just got from the forest by waiting in front of that location. Fortune plus 30% money obtained, but also the second one, Tracker, emits a signal when treasure is nearby. If you're going to hide things in this way in your game, you'd better have something like this. Something where, okay, I'll discover like 90% of everything on the map on my own, but for the last few bits, don't make me waste my time backtracking and retracing my steps and hugging all of the walls. I mean, I can do that and it'll work, but it will be so time consuming to do it that way. So at least they have this here, but I'm hoping later in the game you'll discover another accessory that also has this effect, because if this is the only way to get that, then I feel like it's kind of unfair what you have to do in order to get this. On the other hand, it's also unfair in the opposite direction, because you can get this pretty early. You can get this pretty early into the game, as soon as you're done with the Great Pyramid. In fact, you don't even have to be done. I think you can just teleport out as soon as you get the Power of Sand, which is pretty early into the pyramid. So yeah, once you have the Power of Sand and you can use that sand crystal, you can get to that location. I showed just a few minutes ago that that's possible. Anyway, let me see what's next in my notes. So it was... Ah, right. This one. Okay, so the first time I encountered this turret, I walked up to it and examined it, and I was like, can I hit it? Can I do anything with it? No? Okay. Time to move on. Well, turns out I examined the wrong turret. There you go. Some Rocky Right. Just because. Again, nothing remotely suspicious looking about that wall. It's just there. Oh, I didn't mean to hit potion. What I meant to do was open my map. Those two buttons are nowhere near each other even. Where was that locked chest? There it is, and it looks like I want to use that save point to get to it. And then the pyramid will be cleared. Actually, I don't know if it works when the chest is already visible, but I might as well test out this new accessory of ours, just to see what it's like. Okay, Pitch's Whistle, I'm going to... Whoops, I keep doing that. I'm going to replace my volcanic pendant because that one I'll remember. Oh, a little birdie. Okay. And it's just here. Musical notes. Is it just an animation thing, or does it actually make a sound when I'm near a treasure? I should have done it before doing all those hidden rooms. It's fine. We'll try it somewhere else. No, I think that's just the regular animation, because there's no more treasure and it's still making those musical notes. No? There's nothing left. The map is 100%ed. Maybe it just doesn't do that around a dragon sword for some reason? Or, wait, is it just gonna do that around every location where there could have been a chest and doesn't care if the chest was already claimed? If that's the case, then that is not as helpful as it could have been. Anyway, let's teleport to the Hafen Sewers next. Because that was another place where... Oh, actually... Yeah, let's go to the Hafen Sewers first. And I'm gonna go, actually, over here. There's one over here. Oh, no, not this way. This way. Yeah, now that's opened. Okay, so after coming out of the Great Pyramid, I came back here and let's see, what did we do? Wrong path. Oh, none of the stuff is attracted to me anymore because I disabled that. Okay, so I remember the first time I came here, I didn't have the wall slide, I didn't have the air dash, I couldn't do anything over here. But once I got the wall slide coming back from the pyramid, I was able to do this. There was a chest here, grabbed it, and then I walked this way and saw nothing, and my words were, almost exactly, it's kind of disappointing that the only thing here is one regular chest. Well, my instincts were right. Turns out that there's more than just that one regular chest. Also, the bird is not doing anything. No musical notes, no nothing. Does it have to be visible treasure? If that's the case, then this thing is useless. But yeah. Oh, that's not treasure. That's why. It's a Beigel. But yeah, there was something there. How about that? Now, let me see. The other thing, the entryway to this. Oh my goodness. Let's walk over there. Because I've got some things to say about this. So you come here, you see this thing that kind of looks like a crack that you can slide through. And the first time you come across it, you think, oh, maybe there's like an ability where you can slide in here. Or you look at that pool and you think it might be like a teleport. You teleport in here instead. Could be either or. That would be your first intuition. Most people's first intuition would be something like that. Turns out, no, you can't actually slide in here. I went in here off screen. And the way to get here, that place I was suspicious of before, down here, where I've centered on the map, where we tried blasting the floorboards with everything we had, turns out there's a way to get in there from below, and it's beyond this brown chest, which I now have centered in the map. The one that's just to the left of that save point. Turns out that's the way to get in there. There's, yet again, a fake wall. You go through it, and it zigzags up to this location. But the other thing is, you get up here and you see this luminous pool, and now that I have Hydro, once you get the power of Hydro, water, ice, whatever you want to call it, the glacial orb, you think, oh, this is here so that when you get out of here, either you can squeeze through here and, you know, enter the water, or the next thing, once you realize that you can't even arrive at this point as a slime, the next thing you would think, the next thing I thought was, oh, this is so that you can squeeze through to come out, so that you don't have to go back through the water. Turns out, no. Turns out this thing is almost completely useless. The only reason this luminous pool is even here is in case you get out of your slime form and need to go back. There are a bunch of those braintopus monsters, and you need to be in slime form to avoid being executed by them, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I saw the musical note animation from the bird, so yeah, that's all it is. You don't actually hear a noise or a chime. What's the range on it? But wait. If that is the case, then... Okay, so it tweets and then it starts doing the musical notes. Okay, so you come up here, and yeah, you've got more hidden here. And you open it from below. Okay, so the bird chirped. I don't know if it made that noise when we were in the pyramid. And there we go, Soul Ring plus plus. The last hopes of some poor soul were sealed inside this ring. Let's see what the Soul Ring does. Oh, we've had Soul Rings before. So, hope protects the user from death before disintegrating. Oh, all of them do that. And the only other difference between them is their stats. Okay, does it protect them from death as in gives them a full life bar? Kind of like a Valkyrie feather? Or is it just saves you from one hit? Because if it just saves you from one hit, then I'd prefer that other accessory that had the evasion on it. 10% chance of evasion, you get It's basically like having multiple soul rings, except you don't get to decide when they activate. Okay, is this... No. Right path is this way. Wait a minute. The bird chirped for... Was the soul ring in a chest? I guess it was. Because if the bird also chirps for rings and stuff like that, then... that would mean that if enemies drop things, the bird will remind you about that. If that's what was going on at the pyramid... I'll have to come back and re-examine. I'll have to go back to the pyramid and double-check what the bird was on about. Bird is still chirping. Oh no, not this again. There, does that fix it? Yes, it does. Yeah, there's some sort of bug with spikes. And that's another thing, by the way, that I noticed while reviewing my footage of my days in the Great Pyramid. It happened in the Great Pyramid first, and I completely forgot. But yeah, in the Great Pyramid, I landed on some spikes and just kept on taking damage at one point. So it's not just these urchins that are bugged. Gotta be careful here, because while they won't directly attack you when you're in slime form, if you cross them, they will explode, and rather quickly at that. So check this out. Nothing. You cannot squeeze through here. Why did they even make it look like this? Why did they even make it look like this? They could have just used the same bricks that they use everywhere else. Like, I don't see that pattern anywhere else except on this wall. Like, it had to be intended to catch your attention in some way, to make you think there's something you can do here, but there isn't. You can't bomb it, you can't squeeze through it from this side just to have an easy way out once you're done with this puzzle. No, we have to go back all the way through the water again. Ow. Okay, and there's a lacrima fragment, so that takes care of our healing. And yeah, we have to slowly trek through the water here. Like, they could have given us a shortcut. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the map artist marked it like that because they were planning to give you like an easy way back, and then they just forgot. Like, they released the game and they forgot that one thing needed updating, and who knows? Let's see which direction for our save. Up there. It It feels so weird not having the magnet ability anymore. Okay, now I want to go back to the pyramid. And where was it? It was here, wasn't it? Birds started chirping. Yeah, the bird is chirping. There's something here. What am I missing? Because the map menu literally says we got everything. Do I see any cracked walls? Okay, and now it's not chirping anymore, so let's see. So it started when I went left of this save and it ends over here, so yeah. I think it's referring to just this treasure room over here. That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. Put out the fire. And then it chirps again as if up there is a boundary of some sort. I think it chirps whenever it hits the boundary of its like detection range when it first enters like the area where the chest is. But also that could just be a bug. Because map here is saying 100%. I don't know what else there is to find. I can try climbing up. It's not chirping anymore. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle of that room, if it's even there. Whatever it's detecting. Whatever it thinks it found. The floor under the ladder, maybe? Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a bug. But I'll look into it online. Okay, we'll buy some ammo. I don't even know how much I need. Oh, will it not let me buy too much? Insufficient storage space. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. I wonder if you can just hit left and it'll automatically go to the maximum. You know what? Let's waste some ammo just to test that out. Don't want to waste too much. Okay. Can I? No. You have to do them one by one. Okay. Oh, wait. No. One was all I needed there. Let's try that again. Okay. Can I? No. Hitting left isn't doing anything. I can only go right. Alright, didn't waste too much money discovering that. Actually, I didn't have to waste money at all. I could have just used the save point, but it's fine. We're rich. Probably too rich at this point. Let's see. Next location. We need to go to Hafen City to deliver the Garnarok. But first, Spider Lair. Yeah, that's gonna be the right place. So, the Spider Lair was another place where I was like, you know what? Chances are, if the Garnarok quest was actually accessible from very early on, then the same thing was true over here. So, again, same reasoning as for the pyramid. Instead of just combing through this place over again, I'm just gonna go ahead and look at a map. Turns out, our last guy is over here in a location where I could have sworn I checked before. Okay, and the bird is tweeting. That's an indication of something, I don't know what. Wait, does it also tweet for our missing guy? Because there's our last breakable wall. And I could have sworn I did this one.
I was just about to break these webs, but thank you anyway. I hope the others can be saved too.
And there we go. That's that quest done. No, bird is still chirping, so I guess there's something here. Question is where? Or is the bird lying like it just was in the pyramid? Maybe here? Aha! Wow. Well, we know that's useless. I think... Did we... Okay, yeah, we got the Bone Pendant Plus first. Before the regular Bone Pendant. I probably commented on that way back when we got this thing. And bird is not tweeting anymore, so... Yeah, the bird stops tweeting once the treasure is claimed. doing? Oh, next save point is onward, so probably better than going back at this point. There we go. Now we need to go to Hafen. Okay, so now I don't think I'm going to need to rely on guides anymore. We can just summon this bird for cleanup. I'm going to try and do what I can without the bird first, and then if all else fails, the bird comes out. Equip. Wait, what was that other new thing? Oh, I think it might have been the Hunter's Medal plus from last time. Because we did get that as a bounty reward. Let's see. Plus damage against water-weak enemies, and defense against fire, and defense against the burned state. That might actually be good for our current situation. Is it better than red scale? Oh yeah, it's better than red scale. Okay, so replaced Pincher's Whistle, and we're replacing the red scale. Where did it go? Hunter's Medal plus. Yeah, that's much better. And my mana bar is already taking up half the screen. How about that? That's not going to be the case for the Scout class. Oh, wait. Cinca, she's over here.
Is that real? Yes, it has to be Garnerok! To be honest, I sent you to find it so you could go and get lost for a bit, but there really is Garnerok in this world. Zendel, I'll get them back to you one day. Soldier, I'm grateful, really. Here, as promised, take these little guys. Sharpen your aim and you'll see how useful they can be. Thanks again.
And we got the Garnerok Chakram. A gift from Cinca for helping her. This chakram is forged from Garnerok. Launch it and watch as it bounces off enemy blades. Okay. Might have an interesting interaction when it actually collides with something. Oh, speaking of... So, this Hippicus shell, or whatever it was called, I thought it had a short duration, but upon reviewing the footage, I think it's because it ran into a wall, is why it stopped so quickly. Yeah, if it runs into something like a wall, that's when it stops. Or if it reaches the edge of the screen. Actually, wait. If I chase it... No, I don't think chasing it makes a difference. Okay.
So, have you won your key to the city yet? Looks like that lad Melian is learning from you. Lately he hasn't stopped bouncing around the city. I was less nervous when we were being rocked by earthquakes. At least try to make sure he doesn't break anything. That lad seems a bit fragile for a soldier, but I suppose he shows his brave side when he has to.
We haven't actually been seeing her updated dialogue in a while. I think at one point I was in the habit of talking to everyone, and then I thought that her dialogue was just never going to change again and gave up on talking to her and forgot. Now you two. Yeah, soldiers on the menu, quest resolved. I must say, I didn't expect you to find them all. Not because you're incapable, but because I thought they'd be dead already.
Be more positive, Mackerel. Our paths met for a reason.
If you say so. This is your reward.
Thanks, friend.
Magical amulet, basic version. We already got the plus and plus plus version of that. This is where the basic version has been hiding all this time. We could have done it from the very beginning. What was I looking at? Right. New magical amulet. We've already got the plus and the plus plus. Wow, plus 0.2 mana regen. That's the lowest I've seen, and I thought 0.5 was considerably low. But I guess 0.5 is a lot. How much mana is my total? Let's see, 187 is my total. I don't know what my base regen rate is. I guess we can test that out. Here, let me just cast something and then open the menu. I'll do it here. $173. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 173 to 179. Okay, so that's a difference of 6, probably 5. I think the default is 1 mana per second then. What else did I need to do? Think. I guess we might as well go to the Tempest Plains. Now that we have the power of wind, we can activate that one windmill thing. And we should also test out whether or not wind lets us get that Byghoul that's hidden behind the glass in the garden area. I mean, I was suspicious of that location under the water in the bottom right, but we tried everything that I could think of at the time, and nothing really happened. But maybe I'll play around with that off-screen, and if there is something, then... Wait, can I not? Okay. I was about to say, if I had to, I don't know, warp out of there, then that would have been another negative for the design team. That would have been another point of failure. Oh, wait. Is it permanent? Okay, it's permanent. Goodness, these guys. Okay, come on. What is that? Okay, that is new. Goodness. Okay, what type of parasite are you? Oh. stuff is unlocked. Elemental Touch 3 and Elemental Defense 3. Yep. Predictable. That leaves just one last thing over here. Arcane Power increases damage from all staff bursts and Spellweaver spells. And this increases the damage of my bursts even further. I'll take that. And let's go ahead and grab Elemental Defense 2. And then I guess for the next one I'll take Elemental Touch 2. Actually, wait, no. Elemental Defense 3, let's go. Yeah, forget about that. Defense is more important right now. Anyway, Bestiary. Observant Parasite. This intimidating parasite features the same traits as its kin, with a surprisingly strong chitinous exoskeleton. Its appearance seems to be based on some kind of flying creature. It's hard to imagine where it could have come from. Yeah, that's my question. Where did it come from? I would have thought we'd be, I don't know, formally introduced before it just springs up on me like that. Was it always a possibility for those things to show up, or is that something that happened just now? Okay. No! Finally made it up here. I would assume that that thing only comes out of the big guys. I've already forgotten its name. The Observant Parasite. More Amulets of Greed. And a Lacrima Fragment. Free heal. Thought you had me, huh? Thought I had something there. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, well. Okay, there's nothing here. Let's see if wind lets me interact with the glass here. Oh, it lets me interact with those, so maybe? How am I supposed to get to you then? it always possible to interact with these things even without wind? Let me see. Yeah, I guess I can break them. Okay, then. That's not going to be related to whatever it is I need to do here. And how do we get you out of there? Is it one of those things where we have to stand there for a while? That can't be it. Probably a hidden mechanism that we need to activate somewhere. Cracks in the walls. I don't see any. Is it just as simple as tossing a bomb here? Yep. Okay. I didn't know we could do that. So we could have collected that one a long time ago. Oh, you can stand on these. Well, Mr. Parasite, you helped me learn something new today. Do you have anything new to say? I guess not. Okay. Do I want to walk over, or do I want to... I think I'll use the save point. I think that's a chest I could have gotten, because I was able to climb up to here. I think I just forgot to go down for that chest. Yeah, I'm just gonna warp to that save point. Is it even possible to climb up from here? Well, we're about to find out. I think this guy has a bunch of resistances. Well, that's one way to kill it, I suppose. Yeah, down here. All I needed to do was drop. probably the shorter of the two routes. That looked like it could have been like a fake wall. Speaking of fake walls, the map suggests that the Hell Swamp has a bunch of those fake walls. But before I go there, was there somewhere else I wanted to go? Let me see. Was there more to discover in the Halfin Sewers? There's one more chest somewhere. Oh. I know where it is. I know where it is. Okay, let's go get that first. This was one that I found off screen. When we defeated Project S. And we came up here. I thought, surely, this is just an exit, right? There's nothing more here. And I look at the wall and I go, nah. They wouldn't put something here. Look at that. So this is kind of a timed puzzle, but also you need to guess the correct bubble. So I remember the first few, and then I think you go back, and then down, and then right, and then I think diagonal, and then it's that one. And there? No. I think that was also the last one. I'm surprised I remember it. Okay, and then diagonal. And there. And then diagonal again. And then this one. Up. I'm not sure if there was some hidden meaning behind the pattern of the bubbles there, which one was the correct one, but yeah, if you guess wrong or you take too long, you have to restart the puzzle again. And no, there's nothing else back here, don't worry. I learned my lesson. And we got the Dark Whip. Using this whip will unleash either a wave of fire or electricity that will ricochet about your surroundings. So I guess we don't get to choose. Or does it always alternate? I'm wasting all my ammo. Okay, it alternates. Yeah, it just remembers the last thing it released and alternates between those. Okay. No, I'm not gonna buy ammo. I'm gonna go to the spider lair. I think it was near the Woven Grotto. And then I think it's down to the right and then down to the left, or is it just straight left? Oh, and there's another thing I need to do in Halfin City. Wait, what? That's a completely accidental discovery. And also, there's a slime hiding there. Well, I guess the slime would have given it away. I just came here to fill my ammo. Huh. Well, that's nice. Ah, here it is. not even about saving money at this point. It's about not wanting to have to press right I don't know how many 100 times in order to fill up my ammo. Okay. Now, I think I started saying this and interrupted myself, but we need to go back to Hafen City for one more reason, which is we now have enough Ragnarite to level up our staff. $4,400 gold. And we have how much? 86,000. So, yeah, even the highest upgrades are nothing compared to what I actually have. I guess that's the power of having the magnet equipped. Having any accessory with magnet equipped on you. Alright, there we go. That boosts my attack, and the price increase is only 400 gold. So yeah, probably the final price for the final upgrade will be maybe 7,500 at most. But I did not know that going into this game. So I don't know. I feel like ammo being something that you buy is just... I think that was a bad game design choice. I think they should have just let ammo be a regular thing that drops from all enemies. Maybe not at a very high rate, but... you know, if you fight for every maybe 10 to 15 enemies you fight, you get some ammo to drop. I think that would have been a better way to handle this. Let's see, I wanted to go to... not the sewers. Hold on, let me check the map. What else needs exploring? So, sewers, 100% now. And what about the Sunken Lab? Sunken Lab is at 93%. We are missing 1 Byghoul and 3 chests. I did not look at a map for this, so I'd be going into this one blind if I decide to go here. But there is stuff for us to find still. I'm trying to think of what could be good potential locations where they might have fake walls. I don't know if... I mean, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to where the fake walls are placed. I think we'll just go in here with the bird and that'll be it. But the bird will not detect Byghouls, so for that one, we're gonna have to just pay attention. I think there might be something breakable past that red chest over there. Yeah, because I see like an extra pixel of white to the right of that, like the end of that hallway. Well, to be fair, if you look to the right of it, there's also a few pixels of white to the left of that slime tunnel right next to it. So that might just be the way they do these maps. Let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm seeing some of these, like, right ends have extra white pixels here and there. Okay, that might not be a sign of anything, but it might be worth checking out anyway. But yeah, stuff like that is what I need to look for. We'll deal with the sunken lab later. I think the priorities right now are going to be the Hell Swamp and the floating module. So let's do the Hell Swamp first. Let's see. There were some hidden rooms that the map just straight up exposed to us. I'm pretty sure. Where were they? Yeah, like there, and there, and there. We're missing a Byghoul and 5 chests. Okay. Let's teleport to the swamp. Sure. Gotta start somewhere. Okay. See, when I was here the last time, I had a feeling there was more to this bubble than just sending you up here. Oh, how about that? Well, there's our Byghoul. I guess that's just a part of the map that we're never gonna light up. That bothers me. But hey, at least it's not needed for completion. Actually, no, hitting them with electricity doesn't result in anything different. Reflection, double kill. Now then, next location. Might as well. Do I have to switch to wind? Do I have... Yep, we've got poison tunnels. Wait. Never mind. Oh. There we go. Walls there. Okay. Up in that corner. Oh goodness, I'm nearly dead. That doesn't help much. And the nearest save is all the way over there. Not good circumstances. Okay, I see something over there. I saw that chest. Now it's just a question of how do we get there. 2 chests. Yeah, but how to get there is the question now. Probably related to whatever's down there. Oh god, that could have killed me. Okay, down here, what do we have? Aha, yep, that's it. I'm here. Come on, before the mist reappears. Oh, you just sit there? That's fine. And we got the Oculus necklace. This centerpiece of this necklace is a replica of an eye belonging to an ancient deity who had the power to control the wind. Let's see what it does. Oculus necklace. 10% evasion. 15% wind damage against enemies vulnerable to wind. And plus 15% money. Okay, so that's another option for evasion. That shouldn't be too bad. Oh, and I forgot to check the stats on it. $2,620. Okay, that's actually, stat-wise, it's better than my volcanic pendant. I think that's our first 20. But we've got plenty of mana, we don't need that one. Let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3. We had, I think, another. Yeah, there's a hidden place over there that the map exposes. So, why does the map expose hidden rooms here, but not for any of the other locations? Or was I just blind and not noticing that the map revealed those other ones? Oh my goodness, we're a ways away from the next save point. And that next save point is where our next objective is. Oh god. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it safe and just go back this way. Because at least I know the enemies have been cleared going this way. Well, most of them. This would be the place to come and farm the Grand Chew for its special drop. Okay, now we were looking over and down. Oh. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, where are you hiding? Not up there. Where is he? He teleported all the way there. Wow. And we got the special drop. All right. Definitely going back for that. What are you? Alchemical Seal Plus Plus. Its beautiful shape is in fact a perilous magical circle capable of transforming objects into energy for its wearer. Probably gonna be towards the bottom. Alchemical Seal Plus Plus. +1 mana regen, +25 mana. I see it down there in the stats. Oh, already better than the Oculus necklace in terms of stats. And probably in terms of its abilities. Well, I mean, evasion is pretty hard to contend with. And then alchemy, +3 mana cube per object destroyed. And resonance, +30% defense against wind damage. Alright, not bad. I guess I don't need to farm Grand Chew anymore. Unless I want to get into selling these things. But I've got plenty of money, so I don't think there's gonna be a need to sell them. What, hidden room? No, it just spawns a chest and leaves. Oh, that's quite something. I think there was only one other one that did that before. Save. Let's see here. So we're missing 2 more chests somewhere. Is there any place that looks suspicious? I mean, this thing, but... Perhaps going to the left over there might yield some discovery. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Because otherwise I don't have any other ideas. Other than, of course, just combing through here with the little bird. Wait. No. Well, now that we have this sprint, our chances of just running into walls that I wouldn't have suspected to be fake walls is much higher, so maybe we'll have more of these accidental discoveries. For a minute there, I thought that thing was glowing. Let's see. Don't know how I got to that chest. Probably bubbles. Or that. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything else up there. Nope. And I am nearly dead. There's nothing there. Uh-oh. And of course it ran away. Well, we didn't lose much of anything there. It's not like we discovered anything new. I'm wondering if that luminous pool is for anything other than that chest that we got over there to the left. There's a chance it might be. In Isn't that... Oh, right, that lower path. Okay. Doesn't do anything special to these. Nor does water. What about sand? Oh, there's a chest. Don't know how I missed that one. Oh, rare drop. Aatrox plate plus plus. Well, now we have to survive. Wait. Let me get the heals from you. Because there's a chance I'm gonna need them. Oh. Okay, I think that's full enough. There it was. Uh-oh. I think I'd rather get to the save point first. We'll go back for that luminous pool in a bit, because that one is in the poison territory. Don't want to lose a rare drop due to an unfortunate death. Oh, right, I can't get up from here. fan. My barrier is yellow now. Oh, and I forgot to comment on the look of my new staff. Yeah, nice. Gold. Yeah, I think the silver one looked better, but it's whatever. Is there really nothing else here? Just that one path. That's it. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing here. Okay, fine. What's left? One chest. There is one chest left out here somewhere, and it's probably got to do with that. Wait, is this new? No, we've done this before. I feel like... I feel like there's something that I could do there. No. If that was grabbable, I would have caught it that time. If it was grabbable, I would catch it like that. I wouldn't even need to do all those elaborate maneuvers. Maybe in this area over here that I haven't filled. That's all I can think of. We'll check this and then that'll be the end of it. If we find something, we do. If not, then off screen I'll just use the bird to figure out what it is I'm missing. So the bridges don't show up on the map. That's something to remember. Bridges do not show up on the map. Worst possible landing, 0 out of 10. Yeah, I don't think it's anything in this part of the map. There might be a fake wall behind those things. I guess we can try those bubbles too. Wait. That bubble is not on the map. Alright, you. Oh, it was on the map. I keep forgetting that the scale on this map is... things are closer than they appear. Yeah, distances are a lot shorter than they appear on this map. Oh, there's some grass I can burn for health. Perfect. Oh, I want to check up there. Guess I need to use the bubbles for that. guess that fills in the gap in the map, if nothing else. One more time. Something. Oh. That's where the slimes fell from. No, wait. It's poison mist. That's what's causing all the damage. Yeah, that route's probably safer. There's a lizard guy here. Somewhere. Yep. 2. I don't think I killed everything on the way here, so need to watch out. Yep, definitely didn't kill everything. Okay, I guess we're done with that. So, next objective would be the floating module. There are some luminous pools there. We'll see where they take us, and then if it turns out to be like a whole thing, then we'll probably save it for next time. We can get to that one by using this guy. Okay, what do we do with you? There might be something over here at the top. I don't see anything. Probably some place that we can get into. Wait, would there be anything out there? Well, might as well check. It's unfortunate that we can't sprint as a slime. Oh, but can we teleport as one? We can, apparently. Hold on. I need to test this out. Let's do left. Yep, and I remain a slime. That could be something. That could be something. Oh, I see it. Or Rocky Right. Alright. How much is left here? 3 Bygools, 1 Dark Crystal, and a lot of chests. Yeah, this is definitely a next time thing. Well, I can save as a slime, so might as well do that. Saves me the trouble of having to get in that tube. Yeah, this is where we'll just have to leave things for today. I'll probably be able to resume on Sunday sometime, probably earlier than usual. And I might cancel next Friday, either cancel or do it a little early, kind of like I did today and last Friday. And then after that week, things should be back to normal, I hope. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this exploration session. There's still clearly more exploration to go, so we'll probably continue with that next time before we head back to our main quest in the Fire Temple. Until then, take care.